buckle up. It is the law. Folks, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. I have no words to describe this. I have no explanation for what just happened. This has never happened in the history of American jurisprudence. This has never happened in the history of the law. This has never happened in the history of American courts. I don't have, in my 50 jury trials that I have tried on my own, I have no explanation and no reference point to say, oh, yes, this has happened to me at least once before. Here's what you do, and here's what the judge does, and here's what happens, and here's how we're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. I have nothing. I have no explanation, no idea. Here's what happened. The jury knocked on the door and they said, we have a verdict. And then the jury submitted sheets to the court, signed sheets that were put in an envelope given to the judge. The judge has it with her in her possession, and she just wrote jury on it or something like that. And she announced in open court that before she could even have enough time to call people in, there was a second knock on the door from the jury and said, actually, we don't have a verdict. The only explanation I have for you all is that after they all agreed, remember, it has to be unanimous. They all have to agree. They all have to sign the verdict slip, and there has to be 12 in agreement on charge 1, 12 in agreement on charge 2, 12 in agreement on charge 3. Well, the problem is, one of them, at least, one person said, actually, you know what? I changed my mind. What? What do you mean you changed your mind? How does that even happen? How is that even possible? They have a verdict. People are saying they have a verdict. Can you put on NBC 10? They're saying they have a verdict.
Okay.
Everyone is saying verdict is back again, supposedly, but now we have a verdict.
You mean Boston 10?
But what did I say?
Don't worry about it. I got it.
Boston 10.
Okay.
Bev does not look happy, people are saying. I'm not going to be able to play this, unfortunately, for you all, because
would expect that there may be that question posed to the
verdict
jury
reached. We have a, oh, okay.
It should be posed separately, but you can always also collectively.
We have a verdict, folks. Okay, all right. I guess they weren't totally unanimous,
and then the jurors
but we have a verdict. We're waiting for everybody to get back into the courtroom.
if in fact they nod in
We're waiting
agreement
for everybody to
that
get back
is
into the
in fact
courtroom,
their findings. So,
and we're waiting for
it is
the judge to read the verdict. Oh my God. Okay, well, I guess this live was for naught, because this is obviously unfolding in real time.
It was not for naught.
Well, touche. Originally, the original purpose of this live, I suppose, was to talk about what does it mean and what's going to happen with respect to the lack of precedent for not having a verdict after having a verdict. So now we have a verdict. Verdict has been reached. Can you do me a favor? Can you grab my second phone? I don't remember where I put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go find it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
When this verdict comes down, that feeling, that moment will be different than the first time. And I'll share it.
Verdict reached. That's it. We have a verdict.
Does walk out of those steps. Melody might
This is wild.
outside with that crowd. Melody. Yeah, JC.
Literally, as I'm doing this video, I'm interrupted. But anyway, let me just fill you guys in on what just happened once again. So the jury knocked on the door, as it started to say. They said, we have a verdict. And they knocked again, said, no, we don't have a verdict. Either somebody flipped or somebody changed their mind, or they didn't understand what their job was, maybe, or maybe one of them was like, actually, I'm not 100%. 104. And Judge Beverly Cannoni simply put it in a signed, in an envelope, a sealed envelope, and they just left it until literally, as I was going to go live to tell you guys, hey, here we are, this is it. We're back to waiting, we're back to figuring things out. I guess they don't want to go home for Juneteenth and come back on Friday or Monday or whatever it was going to be. And you know what? Chad is saying they butt dialed the verdict. You know, it's very possible. It's very possible that the jury has accidentally butt dialed the verdict, and now they got the real verdict. I have never stressed this much in my life, folks. I mean, luckily I was able to sleep. I'm not like, you know, as obsessive as some of you all with this trial. I mean, of course, I've been following it very intently, and I'm very, very much interested and invested in this trial. As I'm sure you know, I have hundreds of videos at this point on the Karen Reed case, especially. Thank you. Especially on the. We have a verdict at 227, basically. That's essentially what they're. I think they're sending a message. It's very possible that this jury is sending a message. 2:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hus long until we have a verdict. There's the answer to your question. Day 4, full day 3, technically. Day 3.5, if you really want to get counting. MSP is going to have a very difficult time maintaining the crowds. They're trying to keep them at bay. Massachusetts State Police, I'm looking at live footage right now. Again, I do apologize. I'm not able to share it with you, screen share, because I'm live on my phone. I do not have a computer in front of me. I'm actually sitting in a restaurant. And I cannot tell you guys, this is unprecedented. I have never seen anything like this before in my entire life. But I'm watching on a sister screen, and Chandler is bringing me my third screen, so I at least have something. We are all hopeful. So I guess what they call this a second screen experience is what I'm going to take you guys through on this journey. And I am very much looking forward to hearing what this... Thank you, baby. I'm very much looking forward to hearing what this jury has decided. 2 years in the making, 3 years if you want to get technical, since everything happened 3.5. And now it's time. It is time to put this to bed. It is time to put this to rest.
One ginger ale?
And hopefully we will never have to worry about this case again, ever again. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate you. Sorry, I need 3 screens.
Oh, that's okay. I didn't realize.
That's why I asked for it, if you don't mind. I know you.
Not at all. No, I'm also interested in watching.
Of course.
This is kind of a moment. So.
This is a huge moment. Are you kidding? No, we have a verdict, folks. Everybody who's saying we have no verdict, you are not caught up on the latest. Just a few minutes ago, we heard from the jury that they have a verdict, and they knocked again. They said, actually, we don't have a verdict. Well, now they knocked a third time, and they have a verdict. And Judge Beverly Cannoni is calling everyone into the courtroom. They are arriving right now, and she's about to take the bench, and they're going to read the verdict in open court. A verdict has been reached in trial number 2 in the Karen Reed case. It's official.
Melanie Mendez has also been monitoring the situation. And one thing to keep in mind, Melanie,
This is a good time to plug in my firm. If you need us, call us 1-844-77-4 hurt. I need a jingle at some point. People are praying obviously for not guilty, triple not guilty. At best, we are absolutely going to get a triple not guilty. At worst, it's going to be not guilty on 1 and not guilty on 3, I suspect. And then it's going to be a conviction on OWI. There's no other verdict they could have reached based on the 4 questions that they have asked. It just doesn't make any sense. There is no other possibility. Everyone and their mother is in Boston, or excuse me, Canton, Massachusetts right now. We're waiting on the judge. I don't know if she's just trying to wait until Massachusetts State Police kind of it gets control of the crowd, because the crowd is wild right now, folks. The footage from NBC 10 Boston is showing massive crowds gathering right outside the courthouse. They are nervous. They are excited. It's very difficult to control a crowd. I see a lot of uniformed officers that are trying to control the massive amounts of crowds. There are thousands of people there right now, it looks like. And half of them are wearing pink. This is the first time I'm seeing not an entire crowd wearing pink. They're also wearing white and blue and green. I guess not everybody got the memo, or not everybody wants a not guilty. Those people could also be there.
Hey,
hoping.
I was at the protest. I wasn't wearing pink, and I'm on Karen Reed's side.
There you go. So it's very possible. There you go. You heard it here first, folks.
They might have just worn all their pink clothes. They might be in the wash by now, you know?
Yeah, if all the pink clothes are dirty, that would absolutely be a possibility. I don't know what is taking them so long. Thank you very much. Obviously, I did not plan for this, folks. And this verdict came in right as we were coming to get some food. And you'll have to excuse me as I devour this delicious mushroom ravioli, because
Will you share with me?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. That's definitely
Are you
a good
kidding?
portion.
I wasn't going to hog it all to myself. What did you get?
Egg, asparagus, something? I don't know. It looks good.
Looks good. Here. Steal some. I got my lucky Rick and Morty shirt. I have 2 of those. This is one of them. So hopefully this is... yesterday and today I've been wearing my Rick and Morty shirt because I knew the verdict had to come in either yesterday or today. There was no other possibility. I am praying that today's the day it is all over. If there is a guilty on the OUI, for example, obviously sentencing is going to be scheduled for a different day. Sentencing will not be today. If there is a conviction on a single charge, then sentencing is going to be scheduled for a subsequent day when Judge Beverly Cannoni, because in Massachusetts, unlike in Kentucky, jurors decide the verdict and they decide the penalty. In Massachusetts, the jurors decide the verdict and the judge decides the penalty. And if they had convicted Karen on OUI, for example, that means they can give her, or Bev Cannoni can give Karen up to 2.5 years in jail. Okay? Massachusetts is number 1 when it comes to OUI. I've talked about this before, and I'm talking about it again. It is number 1 in the highest penalty in the land when it comes to OUI first offense. The second is Vermont, and in third place there are like 17 states, including like Arizona, Alaska, I think California, Tennessee, I forget. I did a research on this. I tweeted about it. Yes, it's a 2.5 year maximum sentence for a first time offender. I know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
And that tells you everything. We don't think of the size of the crowd and we can hear that kind of minutia.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
want some more?
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Definitely. It's delicious.
Mhm.
Really good.
It really is. So, not much we can do there. I mean, she's going to, as I've already said, she's going to post an appeal bond, more than likely. She's going to appeal it. She's probably going to win. She's probably going to get 2.5 years if it's an OUI, because Bev doesn't care. OUI is operating under the influence. DUI. DUI. DUI, OUI, OUII, DUII, they're all the same. DWI.
State police and other first responders have things under control here. No question about it. And I wouldn't say that this is a crowd that is overly frantic or excited. Many of them have a sense of calm about them and anticipation. It's emotional for many of them. And if you take a look behind me here, they have set up these barricades on High Street, which is the main thoroughfare here.
Right now we are staring at a ceiling fan. Right now we are staring at a ceiling fan. We are waiting for Judge Beverly Canoni, or Auntie Bev, to take the bench and to read the verdict forms for the first time in history in the Karen Reed case, folks. We have a verdict. We have a verdict. We're just waiting. We're just waiting. We're playing the waiting game for the court to actually read it. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted, and thank you for becoming a member to Melody Houston. And the 5 gifted came from News Now Lipsia. I really appreciate you all. Thank you for supporting the channel, by the way. We have so many new members. We're approaching 1,000 members on the channel, which has never happened before in the history of our channel. Well, because we have exclusive members-only content now, and I'm going to keep cranking that out as we continue on this journey. This channel has reached new heights. I'm really, really excited to give you guys exclusive looks at things, and for some reason you guys like my analysis. I'm not sure why. And for some reason there are people out there who actually love listening to me talk. But, I'll take it.
So much.
We see a lot of familiar faces in the Karen Reed camp who are taking photos and hanging out.
I wish we could be there.
Yeah, I wish I could be there too. I mean, right now it's like some people are telling me that I should have a not guilty party in Louisville. And I'm like, that's a good idea. I really should do that. But I think it's a little late to kind of coordinate it. So I decided not to. I decided to skip out on it. I am eating mushroom ravioli. And I'm being harassed by a fly. That's why you see me keep waving my hand over and over. We are moments away, folks, seconds away from the reading of the verdict by the dishonorable Auntie Bev, also known as Honorable Beverly Canoni. Blech. I cannot call her honorable. She's everything but. You can judge me for it. I do not care. That's my opinion, and I will never back down. People have told me, Chandler, people have told me, how can you possibly, oh, here we go.
Remaining jurors remain standing. Defendant remains standing. All other parties may be seated.
We have the reading of the verdict.
Yes.
May I inquire?
Yes.
Mr. Forman, members of the jury, have you agreed upon a verdict? Yeah. Thank you. May I see the papers?
Here we go.
In your presence ever since. Mr. Forman, on docket number 2282CR117001, murder in the second degree, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar guilty or not guilty? Not guilty.
Not guilty murder 2. Red.
So say you?
Not guilty murder 2. Confirmed.
You agree? Thank you. 002, what say you? Is the defendant at the bar not guilty or guilty? Not guilty.
Not guilty of count 2.
Is not guilty or guilty of that charge or any lesser included charge? Specifically number 5.
Number 5.
Operating under the influence of liquor by operating a motor vehicle with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Correct? Yes. So say you, Mr. Foreman?
Guilty. Okay, guilty of OUI, like we suspected.
Defendant at the bar, leaving the scene after accident resulting in death. Is the defendant not guilty or guilty?
Not guilty. That's it.
So say you all.
Guilty of DUI. It's over. Oh my God. They convicted on OUI, acquitted on everything else.
With the cheering?
The cheering outside is just monumental, folks.
Right, jurors, everybody please be seated.
Karen is smiling. She is ecstatic. She is happy. The defense seems to be pleased. Everyone is celebrating. She is hugging David Yannetti. She is crying. David is crying. She is hugging Liza. I think that Jackson just went, oh, that's a long hug between Karen and Liza right now. This is amazing. This is incredible.
Defendant Karen Reed
This is
has been
incredible.
Acquitted in the murder of her boyfriend.
Acquitted.
John
So that's it. The murder is still at large.
Karen Reed has been
The murder is still at large,
acquitted in
folks.
the murder of her boyfriend,
Hi,
John
Jennifer McCabe.
This jury
Hi, Brian
found that
Albert.
She is responsible, that she is
Hi,
guilty
Proctor.
for one of the lesser included offenses, and that offense is operating a motor vehicle.
Convicted her of OUI. Who cares?
Let's listen in again.
Found not guilty will be sealed by the Commissioner of Probation by the court unless you notify the Commissioner of Probation in writing.
This is incredible, folks. This is incredible. This is unbelievable. This is unprecedented. You have no idea how happy I am.
I cannot accept the form here in court. You must submit it to the Commissioner of Probation at the address provided on the form. Please be aware that if the records regarding the charges which you have been found not guilty is sealed, you will be unable to access the sealed record of the not guilty dispositions or any other records regarding
This
the
is
charges.
amazing.
If you want copies of any documents
This is just
regarding the
absolutely
charges,
amazing.
the records are sealed.
All right, folks, I'll make a video on this later. Until then,
Do you understand?
peace and love, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
So we need a date for
Bye.
sentencing. Can we
Sentencing
do
date
it
is going to be
next
announced in
week?
just a few seconds. Bye, everybody.